packed. Time to look ahead to next weekend's Divisional Round Opening Lines, Dylan. We're going to start off with the Seahawks and Falcons. That game is on Saturday. The Falcons host the Seahawks. They are 4-point favorites. The total is at 51.5. Will the Seahawks travel in your mind as a live dog?
I think so. I like Seattle in this game. I think we learned something about their balanced attack offensively with them being able to really rush the football. How about that performance from Thomas Rawls yesterday? And I have questions about that Atlanta defense, especially if somewhere into the second quarter they're sputtering a little bit offensively and Seattle gets out to a start. That same old, here we go again, same narrative of the Falcons letting their fan base and themselves down in the playoffs. I think it's going to come back to haunt them, and I think the experience of Seattle having been there and done it before, I think that will serve them well. I like them getting the points. I like them to win the game outright. I tend to think Seattle, even a money line play isn't bad, but I'll certainly take the, 4.5, you said?
4-point favorites for the Falcons.
I'll take the +4.
Patriots, big favorites over the Texans. 16 and a hook over the Texans there at Foxborough. Would you lay all these points on the Pats?
Oh, my gosh. I mean, my gut says yes, because I just don't see this being a game. I see it as an opportunity for Bill Belichick to send a message to his former mentor or mentee, I should say, and Bill O'Brien. But it is still the number 1 ranked defense in the NFL. And when you're getting 16.5 points and you have the number 1 ranked defense, it makes me a little hesitant. I don't love giving all those points. It's still a second round playoff game. You got to give almost 17 points. You got to win by 17.
Yeah. But do you trust? Yeah, because do you trust Brock Osweiler?
I don't. That's the reason I lay.
Right?
That's the reason.
How are they going to score?
I don't care how many points. You give me 1,000 points. You give me that guy, and then I got to look across the way at 12, chewing away at those points. 5 minutes into the game, it's 7-0 Patriots. 10 minutes into the game, it's 14-0. Then all of a sudden, you're stuck to 3 points, and I think it all evaporates pretty quickly. And I do think it's going to be somewhere in the high 30s to 6. So I think they covered the 16 and a hook. I'd have a whole hell of a lot of stress laying it. But in the end, I think I'd have more stress late in the game once that 16 and a half disappeared and the Patriots are marching their way with ease onto the AFC Championship game. So I'd take the Pats -16 and a hook.
Let's stay in the AFC. Steelers, Chiefs. That game opened as a pick'em. Do you like either side here?
It's a tough one to figure out, especially because the Steelers look so great the first time these two teams played. I don't think that's going to be the way it plays out in this game, especially because it's in Arrowhead. I think that if this game was in Heinz Field, we'd be looking at a Steelers probably -3.5, -4. The fact this is in Arrowhead makes it a very tough one to call, especially, too, we don't exactly know what Big Ben's foot is dealing with right now. He said he hurt that ankle on the second to last play of the game, and a little bit of a hampered Ben Roethlisberger, who already is not as good on the road, not nearly as good on the road as he is at home at Heinz Field. I tend to like Kansas City early, and if I'm betting this game, I'm keeping a very close eye on what the reports are at a Steelers camp of how Big Ben is feeling, how mobile he is. That's going to be a factor. This is not a guy that breaks the pocket and is running everywhere with his legs at this point in his career, but if he is that much more stationary, I think it's going to be harder for him on the road to gain any traction. Then the defense could key in on Le'Veon Bell. He would not have as an effective game as he did today against the Finns. And I think there's a way that Kansas City, via their defense, wins. I tend to like Kansas City early right now. That's my initial reaction. But I'm really going to keep an eye on what's going on with Roethlisberger all week and how he's feeling.
This one has the makings certainly to be a tight game. The last game of the 4, Packers, Cowboys. Of course, Dallas will be at home as the number 1 seed. That's a Sunday afternoon game. Dallas, 4-point favorite. Do you think Green Bay can keep that mojo going? They've won 7 straight.
I like Green Bay. Yeah, I like Green Bay. I think the pressure is going to catch up with some of these rookies. Not that they're going to play terribly, but I just think that in the end, there's just going to be an edginess to the feel if they don't get out and come out 10-0 and with a great start, which I don't think they will. Hopefully, if you're betting the Packers, and I like the Packers to win, so I'll be laying some money on the Packers, you want them to come out and silence that crowd, get off to a better start than we saw them get off at home today. I think that road trip, that kind of unifying nature of taking a business trip down to Jerry World and go and shut up 100,000 people and come back home with a victory, I think that's something that is right in Aaron Rodgers' wheelhouse, and I like the Packers to go in and pull the upset here. The fact that you're getting some points and you have the hottest quarterback on planet Earth, yeah, I like green and yellow.
Yeah, Packers playing very well right now. That is for sure.